Hey guys, very good morning. My name is Mithlay Singh and today I'm going to talk about second part of AWS service and global infrastructure. In my previous video, I discussed what is the global infrastructure, how many services are available, how AWS is serving those services among us, and how can you link one service with other. So if you have not seen, you can go on my YouTube channel CloudX India and watch this video. This is what I am talking about. Okay, so that was the brief, but it was good to understand the model. So I recommend to go and watch it. And today's I'll discuss in detail all these features. So first one is AWS regions and availability zones. So as you know, this is most important to begin with the AWS services. So any of the services are depend on these regions and availability zones. However, there is category of the services. There are some services which is available at the uh, global or globally available, like IEM and your billing or so many other features. And there are few services which is available at the region level and few of the services available at the availability zones level. So let's see in detail what is the regions and availability zones and understand about this. So regions is your geographical separate geographical location. Okay, take an example. So if you're planning to deploy the services into the India, okay, and you are going to use the AWS cloud platform. So what you have to do is in India, you have to search the Mumbai location or select the Mumbai regions. Okay. So under the Mumbai, you can deploy the services. If you are in different location, your business is in different location like Singapore. So you have to select the Singapore. That is the regions over there. And if you are in Australia, so you have to select the Sydney regions. So there are multiple regions are available. I'll talk about this one, and you can choose the regions as per your convenience or majority of the users or business. So AWS uses these regions basically to build their infrastructure. You can also say this is the home of the AWS of any locations. Okay, so in India, so infrastructure built under the Mumbai regions. Okay, so similarly, if there is any other regions in other location like as I discussed, Singapore, Australia, China, whatever it is, right? So that is the home locations for that particular regions where AWS is building their infrastructure. Okay, you can say it is a house of AWS. So you can select the regions as per your convenience or nearest location. So there are 20 regions available at this moment. Those 20 are active and three are upcoming. It is Spain and there are two others. So you can go on AWS site and verify those as well. So customer can choose nearest data center as per user majority or location. So take an example, as I said, if your company is in India, right, and user majority is in India, so the location, what will you select? Definitely, it's a near to your organization, right? So you will select the Mumbai. If your organization is in Singapore, so what location will you select? So definitely Singapore. Okay, so you have to choose this availability reasons wisely, right, while you are deploying the services. However, if you are a new or your business is trying or going to purchase the services, so you have to do this analysis first. Where is your user's location? Okay, and basis of that, you have to choose the regions and deploy the services. Each AWS region consists of multiple isolated physical separate AZ. AZ means availability zone within geographical area. Okay. So take an example, as I said, if you are selecting Mumbai region, so under the Mumbai, there are three physical availability zones. Availability zone is the data center, and all three are isolated, right? So there is around 100 kilometer distance from one AZ to the other AZ. Okay, so your AWS region is a, you can say it's a group of multiple isolated physical availability zones within geographical area. Okay, And you can see this is the picture, right? So this is availability zone 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So there is a code. So if I go onto the console, right, to show how does it looks like. So if you log in first time, so you can see this is the dashboard of AWS. Okay, so in this you can see here, right, this is the regions available. Okay, so these are the regions available over AWS console or in AWS cloud platform. Whatever the regions you are going to select, take an example. If you are in Mumbai, okay, your business in Mumbai, so you have to select the Asia Pacific. Okay, so each region has a unique code, like US East 1 for the North Virginia, 2 for the Ohio. Okay, and similarly for Mumbai it is AP South hyphen 1. And if you talk about the Oregon, so currently it is selected, it is US West 2. Okay, so whatever the regions you are going to select based on your demand or requirement, you have to click on it. So once you click on the regions, it will take you into that particular regions, this website. Okay, so under the regions, whatever the services you want to deploy, you can deploy it, and those services are available into that particular regions, right? So if those services are a regional basis or data center level available. So currently I'm in Mumbai regions. Okay, so how you can select the regions. And under the regions, so there are availability zones. How can you identify how many availability zones are available or data center? So what you have to do is you have to click on go into the find services and click on EC2. So once you click on EC2, so it will take you to the EC2 console dashboard. And under the dashboard, so there are options available, right, from where you can verify what all availability zones are available into the Mumbai regions or any regions. Okay, so you can just scroll it down and you can see this is the zone status. Zone means your availability zone. So as I said, each regions has a code like AP South 1. Okay, and basis of this regional code, the availability zones are also updated. So take an example for Mumbai, it is AP South 1. So the first availability zone is represent here as A, and second one B and C. So there are three availability zones are available, and you can also verify the health status of these availability zones. So next is availability zones. Let's see what it is and in detail. So availability zone is a logical group of one or more data center. Okay. So one or more data center, it means logical. So availability zone basically represent the physical location of your regions. Okay. So under the regions, you will have at least two availability zones are available. Okay. And any of the availability zone can have one or more than one data center. It's depend on the demand of the business. If there are more consumption, so AWS deploy like provide two data center or three data center based on the demand, and time to time AWS increase the availability zones and data center as well. So so any of the availability zone, if AWS is going to start, right, and based on the analysis, take an example, if it is going to start the service in Spain as well, right? So maybe they begin with the two availability zone, but basis of the demand, right, on certain, like after some time, so they will like they will expand the network or expand the data center, like on or two availability zone to three availability zone. Okay, or four availability zones. So if you're going into the North Virginia, there are six. If you're going in Oregon, so there are four. But those are not like they AWS never introduced those availability zone with the sixth availability zone. So it's a timely they like expand their network. Okay, so there are multiple AZ defined in each region, as I said. So any of the regions, AWS regions, at least have two minimum availability zone. Okay, and there may be more than two, depend on the business like demand over there. So each availability zones or AZ has independent power, cooling, physical security, and they are connected, well connected with the ultra low latency network. Okay. So if we talk about the availability zone one, under this availability zone, there are two data center or maybe more than two. So I just depicted based on the assumption or for your information. Okay. So under this availability zone, so all the data center have their own independent power, cooling, physical security, and network connectivity, right? In case under this availability zone 1A, if this data center goes down, it cannot impact to this. And if these two data center goes down due to any flood or any disaster, right, it cannot impact to the second availability zones or its data center. And similarly to the third as well, and they are well connected, right? So it is ultra low latency network, so you will not face any like latency from one availability zone to other availability zone if you are transferring the data. So multiple AZ concept of providing basically high availability or disaster to the client. Okay, so if you are going to deploy any services into the AWS regions or data center, take an example, virtual machine. So if there are two virtual machine for a single application, so make sure you are deploying those virtual machine in different availability zone, not in a single availability zone. So if you are doing this, what happen in case the first availability zone goes down, so you will lose your application. Okay, so it's a better to provision the applications server in different availability zone for high availability. So there is around 100-kilometer distance, right? So remember, so from one AZ to other AZ, minimum or around 100-kilometer difference. Okay, so in case any disaster happen in availability zone one, okay, so it cannot impact to the two. So B, right? So disaster like earthquake or any flood or something. Okay, customer can choose multiple availability zones for high availability, as I discussed. Okay, so if you are going to deploy the services, make sure you are not deploying under one availability zones. Okay, so if you are deploying the virtual machines, it will go any of the data center. Under the data center inside, it is go onto any of the rack. Okay, but you will not be aware of it, so which data center is actually under the availability zone. So you can only identify my virtual machine is running in availability zone 1A, 1B, or 1C, depend on where you have deployed. But under the availability zone, whatever the data center are there, maybe one, two, or three, you don't know which data center is this or on which rack my virtual machine is running. So for you, so you have to make sure you are deploying the services properly, and once you deploy, so you will see your virtual machine under the availability zones, and in the backend the data center is not available or visible for you. So guys, that's it for today, and if you like, please subscribe, give a big thumbs up, and share with your friends. And thanks for watching.